Well, good morning, everyone. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. I know I am. Started out this morning with some good prayer, and the sky's blue outside, the clouds are beautiful, and it's another day that God has made that's beautiful. So, we're going to get started today. As I've told you before, I do kind of more of the repurposing. So these are just a few things that I had found at a thrift store, and I'm just going to kind of walk you through it and show you some of the ideas that I had, and maybe it will inspire you the next time you're out shopping. You might run across some things that you think, you look at it and it's a little sad looking, and you're like, oh, but I could do this to it. So come along with me today, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, if you would please, give me a thumbs up and be sure and hit that subscribe button so every time I come out with a new video, you'll be notified. Lord bless you. Okay, here's a basket, another thrift store find. I've already painted it with white chalk paint by Waverly. Let that dry, and now I'm going to add in a little bit of the crimson shade in the Waverly chalk paint also. I'm going to dry brush it just a little bit over like the high places, the creases, and just kind of give it a little bit of color. Just add a little bit to that plain white. This is just really preference. You can do it as much or as little as you like. And I find what works best for me is I just kind of do a little at a time. Then I stand back, look at it a little bit, and kind of figure out where I would like to have more. And then if you get too much, you can always go back with some white, and you can, take out a little bit of the red. So don't be afraid to just, go for it. Put it on there. It's just paint. You can always go over it and fix any kind of mistake that you might have. Now you'll see that I decided to go ahead and cut that handle off. I didn't know where I was going with this in the beginning, and I kind of got a vision as I'm working on it, and I needed that handle to be removed. So I just took scissors. It was real easy to take off, took it off. Now I'm starting with a little Christmas tree that I actually got from Dollar Tree, and I'm showing you here where I've removed the base and the little plastic part on the bottom of it. And I put some glue on the bottom of that tree just to kind of help secure it into that styrofoam. So you want to fluff that tree up really good. They're kind of a little thin, but you can fluff it up and it'll really perk it up a little bit. Now I've added some snow, just some, fluff pillow stuffing down around the bottom to make it look like snow. And now I'm taking my white Waverly paint, and again, just using a dry brush technique, and I'm going to just kind of lightly go over the tree and give it that snowed on look. I don't want it completely white. I want a little bit of the green to show, but I do want it to kind of look like it's been snowing. Here again, you can do as much or as little of this as you like, just whatever your preference is. Now I'm going to take some white and some red deco mesh, and I'm just cutting off small little pieces, you can see, and twisting them together, and then using the branches of the tree to attach them to the tree, and kind of like a ribbon or a bow. And I have this little red truck that I'm trying to decide where I want to put it. So there again, a lot of times, you just kind of have to place it, look at it, move it, look at it until you get it where you want it. And so now I'm going to continue with the red and white deco mesh. And you'll notice I have stopped using the tree. I've got a little bit of extra greenery that I keep because that tree is so sparse that I was losing all my branches. So I started using some of that trim, the extra that I had, to tie those, the deco mesh on, so that I would still have enough of my tree left that you would actually be able to see. So now I'm adding in some pine cones. I'm just hot gluing those into the spaces that I think need something added. And now I'm using my ribbon, and I'm adding, first I added some tails for my bow, and now I'm going to put the actual bow on there. And here again, you can use different ribbon, just whatever you like to make it what yours and what your style. And now I'm just adding in, curling up my ribbons. And I decided that the snow kind of needed to look like it was coming off the top of the basket. So I'm just taking and putting some hot glue on that edge, that very edge there, the top of it. And I'm adding a little bit more of the stuffing so it looks like that snow is kind of falling off of the basket. I have a couple of little red ornaments, little balls that I'm adding in. Added one up there on the bow, and then there again, you just kind of look around and see if there's any empty spaces. I added in a little snowflake. Again, it's all about your taste. Take it and make it yours. Okay, now I have a little lantern that I'm going to decorate. I don't know about y'all, but I love lanterns. You can do so much with them. Here's some ribbon that I'm going to start out with making a bow. So I'm going to take and make a tail for it first. Now I'm going to add in a little bit of greenery before I put my actual bow on there. There's another little tail and a bow with a different color ribbon. That's always cute too, to try to mix and match your ribbons together. You don't have to always just use the same exact ribbon. Adding a little bit more greenery. Getting my bows situated right. You know, it's kind of like fixing your hair. You just move it until you get it the way you want it, and then glue it, and it stays in place. Now I added a little ornament there to the front, just to kind of add a little bit something extra to it. And I'm trimming up my bows, giving it that dovetail, that really finished boutique look. Added in some little red berries and some pine cones. And now you have the finished product. Isn't that cute?